High school, I was a pretty popular kid, at least in my head. In my head, I was the most popular kid in high school for all 4 years of high school. That was what's going on in my head at that point. And I didn't really want to date anybody because my heart hurt. But I would go out and drink and, hook up with women. I don't feel like I was awfully depressed in high school. High school was fun. I still had a good time. The thing is, it's almost like from that day when I was 13, when I accepted Jesus, the farther along we go, the more things hurt. And the bigger that hole got that I was trying to fill with everything. With women, with alcohol, you name it. Twinkies, pizza, cheese. I'm addicted to cheese. So in high school I was still pretty good, it was still recent, that I had accepted Jesus, and I still read my Bible throughout high school. And my father was around, and he was a positive influence on me as far as belief in God, I saw him. He believed 100%, regardless of what he told me or taught me about the Bible, which I don't think was a lot, to be honest with you. But I saw that he believed, at that age, like your father. That's a big deal. Now, the second that I graduated high school, me and a couple buddies of mine shot down to Alabama. He had, one of my buddies had met a girl on spring break in Panama City, and whatever, we were going to move down there. He was going to move down there, because they were in love or whatever, and I didn't have anything going on. So, let's go. So we went, lived down in Alabama. I don't even think, I lived there for the summer, I think. Drank literally every day, the entire time. That's when I moved from Marcellus, that's when things kind of started getting, I was noticeably unhappy. After high school, I bounced around a little bit. I did another stint out in Alabama. I did a stint in East Lansing. Wound up, back in Kalamazoo, which is right, half hour from Marcellus. And then from 2000 to 2007, I lived in Kalamazoo. All that time, after high school, I tried to go to college, but I didn't want to get an education. So I wasn't going to school for an education. I was going to school because I wasn't stupid. All of the women were at school. All of them. They seemed to all go to college. So I decided to go for a little while, give it a whirl. Wound up going to Kalamazoo Valley for 4 years. Probably 4 years. Didn't accomplish anything at all. Not even close to any type of degree. I went there for a social club and to pick up women, to meet people, and that I did. It worked. My plan was executed. Wasn't the best plan, but it was a plan that was executed. So I lived that, sort of college life, I guess, for, man, it seems like a long time. 2000 to 2007, so a good 7 years of that kind of party life.
I woke up today, I thought of you, my kid, and how you died for me. And every moment I have is from you, so I will live for you. Yes, I live to worship you. woke up today, I thought of you, my King, and how you died for me.
I was angry with God most of my life. Even a year or so after I got saved for the second time, I was mad at him. Like, he had like worked some stuff to even show me that I was angry with him still. And it's so beautiful. Like, God is so beautiful, because there I am. He gives me the Spirit of God. He gives me His Spirit to live inside me. For a year, He's loving me and teaching me all these things and blessing me. And then a year later, then He like arranges some things to show me that I was mad at Him. I was angry with Him. And that whole time I was, when He was just loving me. He didn't care. He was just loving me, man. He's so beautiful. I can't even explain it. Explain the unexplainable, right? Now, I can look back and see that, like, I met him when I was 13 years old. By the time I was 14, I was drinking, having sex, doing, dabbling in drugs, doing anything I wanted to do. And I continued to do that until I was 31 years old. I turned my back on Him for that long. And the second that I turned around and looked up, He was right there, man. Right there with open arms. Just waiting for me. You don't find that kind of love. You don't find that kind of love in the world. Doesn't understand. It's all a distraction. The whole entire world, everything is a distraction. Your cell phones, television, magazines, Hollywood, all of it's a distraction. I mean, it's easy to miss. I get it. I understand if you don't believe in God. I get it. In a world that tells you there's no God, tells you these people in Hollywood are gods, that money is a god. God created you to worship Him. He created you to worship. So He created you with a little something missing. Something was missing, so you would worship. His intent, His design was for you to worship Him. And if you're not, you're worshiping something. You're just built that way. It could be money, it could be fame, it could be music, it could be nature, it could be something beautiful that God created that you're worshiping. It could be your pastor. You could be so close, but so far away. But you're worshiping something, whether you know it or not. Most people, I would say, are, social status, worshiping that, just that's where they put their energy to work their way up in life and, get money and social status and all these things, so everyone can look at them and say, oh, that person's doing well, that person's successful. And that's what they crave, is that other people saying that they're good, that they're well. Like, that's what you're worshiping. A girl in my church gave her testimony the other day. Talked about how, like, she was empty and stuff, and she dug into school to hide that. She thought that, you know, she could just get, like, good grades and good, like, do well in school, like, that she would be, like, worth something, you know? So from the outside looking in, this is just a girl going to college, studying her butt off. Can't really see what's going on inside this girl's heart. She was dying. She was dying. She was empty. I know the feeling. From the outside, I don't think, for the past, most of my life, you know, I don't think you could see that I was dying inside. I couldn't barely see it. I just knew something was awfully wrong. I don't actually want to talk about my marriage that much. Here's the gist of it. My marriage failed 100% because of me. It had nothing to do with her. She loved me. It was absolutely 100% my fault. I was really empty. And like I said, the farther we go away from the age 13, like, I just got more empty and more miserable. And I hated myself. And you get in that situation where you hate yourself. You don't like yourself. You think you're a bad person, not a good person. And then you look at somebody who loves you and you say, what is wrong with that person? How could they possibly love me? I know that I'm not good. Like, I was at a point where I knew I wasn't good. I wasn't good inside. There was something wrong with me. And I thought to myself, like, she must be crazy. There must be something wrong with her. If she loves me, then she can't be right. Something's got to be wrong. And that just builds up and builds up in your head, and the devil's just having a grand old time, you know, putting these thoughts in your head and pushing them, and you slowly just start to hate yourself. The devil's been lying to everybody forever. Nobody likes themselves. Nobody. Nobody thinks they're good enough. Nobody thinks they're pretty enough. Nobody thinks they're skinny enough. Everybody thinks they're fat. Nobody's happy with their body. Nobody thinks they're smart enough. And the ones that go around pretending like they are, like, I'm the smartest person in the world and I'm going to tell you about it, those are the least secure people on the planet. They are the most insecure people on the planet. They've had to create this personality, this persona, to hide all of their true feelings, like all the doubt and fear. I know, because I was one of them. I had to, like, I was an overbearing personality. Funny, I wasn't very intelligent, so I went funny. Surprise, surprise. To, like, compensate for the lack of self-worth. Used humor. Always used humor. Oh man, if you're gonna get serious on me, I'll just start cracking jokes. Just to hide from it. I had to hide from it. It was scary. Everything was scary. Feelings and stuff were scary. Now I love any chance I get to tell somebody that I love them. Or to tell them how I feel, or to tell them what I've gone through. I love it. You know, ultimately, I don't regret anything that I've ever done. Like, it probably sounds crazy, but I don't regret it. Every little decision that I've made, all of the bad decisions, the few good decisions, like, all of those make up exactly who I am right now. And I tell you what, I love Jesus. I love Jesus, and my life is so much better than it ever has been. It's leaps and bounds, miles, light years better, happier than I even thought I could be. The happiest moment in my entire life before I met the Lord, was absolutely nothing compared to what I live in every day. it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. I found the Holy Grail, like the fountain of youth, the jewel of the Nile. Like, I found it. I have it. It's right here. It's Jesus. And I just want to go tell everybody, and nobody believes me. I'm just going to shout it from the rooftops for the rest of my life. And you know what? It's your choice. You have a choice. You don't have to believe. Go on doing whatever you want to do. That's fine. I'm not going to stop you. God's probably not going to stop you. You can live however you want until you die. You can do that. But if you're looking for something different, something real, something that is life-changing, that is world-changing, man, I'm telling you, it's the craziest ride I've ever been on. Like, accepting Jesus, like, these last 2 years have just been crazy. I have laughed more than I ever have in my entire life in the past 2 years. I've cried more than I ever have. Oh man, I've had more fun, and I've learned more about myself, and most importantly, I've affected other people in a positive way more in these past 2.5 years than I ever did in my first 30 years on the planet. And it's awesome. Man, like I said, I just want to tie everybody up and whip them and tell them Jesus is alive. I just want to do that until they believe me. The truth is, we all get upstairs, on that judgment day that the Bible talks about, where everybody is there in front of the Lord. I'm in this good line, hopefully. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to try to get into heaven. It sounds harder than the world thinks it is. But if I make it in the good line, and I know you, and you're in the bad line, going the other way, you're going to look at me and say, why didn't you tie me down to a chair and whip me until I believed? It's exactly what you would say, I guarantee it. But right now, it's not really socially acceptable for me to tie everyone up and start whipping them. As much as I would like to, especially a few of you. Stupid, y'all know the truth. God wrote the new covenant on every person's heart and mind. Wrote it. It's there. In some form, somewhere deep down, everybody knows that God is the truth. Everyone I talk to says, I feel uncomfortable in church. I feel judged. You know what? Let me tell you why you feel judged and uncomfortable in church. God wrote the new covenant on every person's heart and mind, so you know the truth. So you walk in there, your sinful life is exposed. You are absolutely exposed like a sitting duck. Same thing happens when somebody says the word Jesus. You are exposed. Your sin is exposed. That's what makes you feel uncomfortable. That's why you don't want to go in church. That's why you don't want to hear the name Jesus. Because it exposes your sin, somebody said Jesus. I have all this crap in my life, because you know the truth. You know it in here. Everybody knows it, man. I knew it, but we live in a world that says that there is no God. And even though I got saved when I was 13, I was living in that world that says there's no God for a long time. And even though on some level I still believe, and I would talk about it like I was a Christian or something. So weird that I just didn't see it like it's life-changing. You have to give your life to Jesus. Not Sundays for 2 hours. Your entire life. Give to Jesus. Start living out how the Bible says to live your life, and everything about your life will change. Everything. Identify your sin and stop doing it, and everything will change. we all live in this world, and I don't live in this world, man. I live somewhere else. Like, I live with Jesus, like, separate from this world, and it sounds so crazy. I get it. It sounds crazy. I sound like a lunatic. I promise you, I'm not. It's crazy how much work the Lord can do on you in just 2.5 years. I'm a completely different man. And it wasn't like that at first. Like, I got saved for the second time November 16th, 2011. I will never forget this day. I was running on the treadmill when it happened. And I was praying. And I was listening to 10th Avenue North, the CD that my little sister had, Christian CD. And I just started bawling, just like a little child, man, like a little kid that falls down, scrapes his knee, and like looks at you like the entire world has just exploded. Like that kind of cry. Like not the looking around to see if anybody's looking kind of cry. That just complete bawling. And at the same time, I was still running on the treadmill, and I was gasping for air, but I wasn't tired. It wasn't like because of the running. It was something completely different. It was a spiritual thing. I was gasping for air, and it felt like something was leaving my body as well. Like, I was like pushing something out and bringing something in. And that went on for a while, and I was just bawling. And you know, I didn't pray the salvation prayer. Salvation prayer is just words. Now the Bible does say you need to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart. But there's no set. Like, you have to say this specific word or you're not going to get saved. People mess that up. I was praying to God. I was praying that He would use me. I had finally started seeking Him, and I was praying that He would use me and help me. And that's when it happened. Like, boom, smack, knocked me out, man. But even then, like, yeah, I got saved, but I didn't even realize it at the time. I didn't realize that's what happened. I got saved when I was 13. I was good. That whole time I was going to heaven. I had a relationship with the Lord. From 13 to 31, I was good. You know? All you got to do is say this little salvation prayer and then live your life however you want to live it, and you're going to heaven. That's a load of crap. Just so you know. So anyone who says that, you tell them I said I love them very much, but they are wrong. They should try reading the Bible. That, like, salvation prayer, that initial, like, give your life to the Lord and, like, feel that presence, that is the very, very, very tip of the iceberg. If you just do that, and go on living however you want, good luck, man. Good luck. I don't know what would happen, but you're messing around with eternity, you know? It's a long time. Anyway, see, I can't tell you about my life. I just want to talk about Jesus. 2 different times. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you. 2 separate occasions I slept with a prostitute. One was out in Las Vegas. One was out in Cancun. Those, I could not even speak of those things that I did. Those things, like, that broke me. You know, like, that really just put a knife right in there. And I could barely speak of it for years. In fact, all this stuff I couldn't even speak about until 2011 when I wrote my book. then it all came like gushing out into the book. But that, when I was writing it, like that was the first time it had come out into the world. Like it was all just like internal, and all this stuff just sucked it in, and I just like got to the point where it exploded out into this book. It was so freeing the first time. I even wrote it down before anyone read it. Like, if you got junk, man, you got problems, just tell somebody about it. Grab somebody and tell them about it. I just thought it was an afterlife thing. It's right now. It's now. You can have Jesus. You can have heaven right now. Like, it's so crazy, man. I'm in the craziest 2.5 years of my life. I don't know, man. I love everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're gay or straight. I love you. And so does Jesus. Jesus loves you. I wish everybody would believe me when I say that. There was a gay couple, 2 young ladies that came to my church for a little while. And one of them totally got saved. You could physically see the difference in her after she had the Spirit of God on her. Like, I couldn't even believe it. Like the physical difference in someone. It just light up, for the first time. She's beautiful. And I don't know, I guess she was beautiful before she got saved, but I didn't notice as much. Like, she was really, truly beautiful after. And I might have a little crush on her. But I probably don't have a crush on her. I get confused because I love everybody. Like, I love everybody. So I can't tell what's more than that or less than that. It's crazy. Anyway, now my whole church is going to know I have a crush on her, so that's cool. Whatever. I'm going to spend my life with whatever woman God has chosen for me, not who I like or think is cute or like hanging around with. It doesn't matter. I make really bad decisions. I want God to make this one.
My weakness, you are strong. No, my fears are before me. In your name I find shelter. I may slip, I may stumble, but I know you're always there. Though my fears are before me, in your name I find shelter. In you. Perfect love casts out fear. In you. Perfect love casts out fear.
I tell people all the time that I love Jesus. I tell them all the time I make, I love Jesus t-shirts. I put, on the back of my car, my Saturn, I love Jesus. And I do. But so much more than that. Nobody understands. I just feel like nobody understands what I'm saying. I say I love Jesus. Love is such a hard word to explain. Someone could use that same word for about a t-shirt or a Twinkie. You know, that's not what I'm saying. I am absolutely head over heels in love with Jesus. I have fallen in love with him. I'm not following a pastor because he preaches well or sounds nice or I needed a club to be in. I needed some acceptance from other people. That's not what I'm doing, man. God spoke to me. What would you do? What would you do if God spoke to you? Would you ignore him? I mean, not the way I feel. I can't ignore that. I know what's back there. Without God, I know it's nothing I want anything to do with.